Everybody, guess what? Guess what? To today's casual, we have Nalani, Hipnicity's healing journey. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We oftentimes in the chat know you as Hipnicity.
Yep.
And so you are going to be having a YouTube channel, which is here, and but it's not active, so don't be going looking for it.
Not yet.
Looking for it. She's basically, Nalani is teasing us. She's making us want and want and want and want. So, but you know, it's all good. I'm Tarot Stash. Thank you for being here. And I would like to remind everybody this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance, really. And please like, share, and subscribe this video. I appreciate it. Do check your subscriptions because I am hearing YouTube maybe unsubscribing people or you're not getting notifications, etc. So just be aware of that. Now, I'm going to stop talking for a second so that, Nalani, you can say hello to people.
Hi, everybody.
And
yes, I'm a little nervous. I am a camera shy, stage shy. I'd rather be behind the camera than in front of the camera, but here I am. Well, and it's a full moon, and Mercury is in retrograde. What the hell was I thinking?
You were thinking if any time is the time to do it, this would be it.
There you go. There you go.
You're going to be able to go, I'm going to show Mercury retrograde who's in charge.
It's going to be exactly what it's meant to be.
Yes. It's like boom, boom. Yep. Yeah. And Hershey said, you got this, Hipnicity.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. And I would like to say hello to a few people. We have some people who are watching. I appreciate you being here. Mods, please watch this one. Tarot Stash, I'm not sure what's going on with that one. And we also have a Care Bear of Cards is here. Hello. Tropical Empress and Spirit, Amanda has joined us. Hershey is here. I just got invited to do meta messages with Hershey today, and today was my first opportunity, and I think it went well. I might be allowed to come back. So, and all right, Jonathan Daly is here. Hello, Jonathan. Good to see you. And let's see, who did I miss? Cheryl is here. Hi, Cheryl. Great to see you. Here you go. Amanda says you were so beautiful, Hipnicity, and have a beautiful smile. I love your energy.
Thank you.
There you go. And Jane the Seeker is here. Hello. Jane will be listening, lurking, because, you know, that's part of what goes on. And I do want to say hello to all of the best chatters, the best lurkers, the work lurkers, and the future lurkers. Thank you for being here. Nalani just took a deep, deep breath. Did you feel that? Yep.
I learned breathing techniques a long time ago.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so, all right, just getting caught up in the chat. Thank you, everybody. Oh, and Hershey said it was powerful. I thoroughly enjoyed your energy and sharing space with you. Amanda said it was great to see us doing the messages. And yes, thumbs up, thumbs up. And so I will say when it comes time for you to host your first live, Nalani, if you need a guest, I would be happy to support you in that.
Well, I need somebody to help me behind the scenes, because if I get that, I'll do it. It's just, I get so overwhelmed when I look at, like I said, the choices, the check boxes, the hashtags.
It's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good. So, how would you like to just introduce yourself to people who may not know you? Because a lot of us know you in the chat as Hipnicity, all in capitals. So it's really Hipnicity.
There's a reason for that, because
Why
my
is that?
family doesn't know that I'm a woo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Although, you know what? If they did find out, no big. They'll find out when they're ready to find out, when, you know. But that's kind of not true. My mom was really into Sylvia Brown. And
Okay.
so my
Yes.
mom was tuned into stuff and gave me hints when I was a kid. And I've actually channeled Sylvia Brown in my automatic writing.
Oh, okay.
And she said, "Stop thinking that you're an imposter. There's a reason your mom and you used to watch me."
Okay. Wow.
So, like,
I mean,
how
that's
bizarre
a
is
fan
that?
moment.
How did I know when my pen hit that thing? It's like, no way, are you really? And with my automatic writing, when it goes from my sloppy cursive to block form printing, I know it's people coming through me. And it
Okay.
was very, very, this is Sylvia Brown. I want to tell you not to think you're an imposter. There's a reason you're interested in this stuff. And I have been. I mean, I played with the I Ching when I was a little kid. I played with all kinds of things, and I've always been into sun signs.
Yeah.
Always looking, Linda, I can't remember the name, but but the sun signs book that was really popular.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to think of who that was.
Linda, anyway. I can't think of her last name. Yeah.
Well, okay. So I want to say hi. We've had a few more people who have come in. Thank you. CJ is here, as well as Marita is here. I love Sylvia. So Linda Goodman. Linda Goodwin.
That's it. Linda Goodwin. That's it.
Yep.
Yes.
Cheryl and
Yes.
Care Bear got it. So
See?
yes. Yes.
And now I've moved on to
the Clarity Tarot. The Clarity Tarot. So yeah, just did a great little live with yesterday on that. So
that was great. I saw that.
Thank you. So let me ask you this. You mentioned automatic writing. When did that start?
Within the last 3 or 4 months, actually, really recent.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I recently just let my pen hit the paper and write. Saint Germain comes through me. And I actually verified that with Jeffrey Hoppy, who channels Saint Germain on a regular basis. And he was on see, now I'm nervous because I can't remember the names.
Don't worry about it.
But anyway, he was on a show and I asked in the comments, is it possible that Saint Germain is coming through me? And Jeffrey Hoppy answered, yes, it absolutely is possible.
Sure. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Because I'm like, but you channel Saint Germain. How can everybody see,
Well, Isn't it interesting how we sometimes limit what the divine can do?
Yeah. And it's like, no, Jeffrey doesn't own Saint Germain.
Nope.
So,
no. Yeah. And if Jeffrey said he owned Saint Germain, I would actually be concerned. So.
Actually, this spiritual journey in the last few years for me started when I got my soul portrait done by a lady named Linda Fabre. I highly recommend her. She's a fabulous artist. And actually, when you see my little icon, that's my soul portrait.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So
I do have to say, Jane the Seeker said, no one belongs to one person. I would run. So, and Rossi has joined us. Hello.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's been about the last 3 months. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So I
And
love.
it might be longer, sometimes, I mean, my 3 months again.
Well, but let's face it. Time really has my understanding of time is different than what it used to be. So, and
It
I
is.
don't know if other people have that experience. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so I'm going to force this, this idea of what's your origin story. And when I say your origin story, how did you get to where you are now? And what is it that you would like to share with us? So,
I have a very interesting origin story in that
uh-huh.
my mom was the oldest of her family, and
Hmm.
she had the very first grandchild in her family and the very last. I'm the last.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I am the last of my generation. And
Hmm.
and that's in the last year or two that's really been hitting me hard. The COVID years, I call it COVID psychosis
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
because it forced me to really go inside and do a lot of soul searching
Yeah.
and it's been very interesting. My placement in the family, why I act the way I act sometimes, the impact of near death experiences. I've
Hmm.
had several.
Okay.
So, and just looking at what I've been interested in all my life.
Yes.
So, being the youngest of, I have three sisters. They were all born on June 29th. One in 1951, one in
Okay.
1953, one in 1955. My due date was the same date, June 29th, 1960. But my parents moved from Hawaii to the mainland, which threw my mom's clock off. And
Okay.
I say, screw that. I want my own birthday. I was born
I
on
would
June
think so.
25th.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was
Wow.
born 4 days too soon. And my
Okay.
grandmother wrote a poem about that, which I was going to have with me, but I don't have it.
All right. We
But it
can do
was
it the
really
next time.
cute about so very few people as lucky as we have three granddaughters born on the same day.
Uh-huh.
And then it gets to me that I was too anxious to join them, so I came 4 days early. So it was really cute. Although in my shadow work the last 2 years, I realized that the message I got every year on my birthday was, "You screwed up. You were born too soon."
Well, isn't that interesting? That's a curious thing. It's like,
It
wow.
is a curious thing because I grew up thinking I was a mistake, and I was a oops. Because I
Okay.
was dad's last chance for a boy. He never had a boy. I have a half brother. My mom was married before him. But
Hmm.
so I always kind of felt like I kind of screwed up the family thing, but I didn't screw it up at all. I am who I am, and I'm good with that. However, again, I realize that sometimes I react to things in a oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, that is oftentimes a natural thing.
Yeah.
CJ said, sorry, Hipnicity, we share a birthday.
Well, that's okay. I love it. I don't mind. I'm
Yeah.
fine
And
with that.
Hershey said, oops are blessings too.
And my dad found out about me on the Queen Mary. They were they were docked in Hawaii, and my mom was at a cocktail party. And he was busy doing he was in the hotel business,
Hmm.
which was really similar to any kind of entertainment. I mean, he knew all kinds of people.
Yeah.
But mom couldn't get his attention, and she wanted to tell him that she found out that day she was pregnant. So
Wow. Okay.
anyway. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Lottie B, Hugs from Spirit, has joined us. Jacob Bush is here. Jacob is a friend of mine. And Jacob, I've been thinking about you. I'm wondering how things are going on your journey. So just know that I've been thinking about you. So you were created in Hawaii, but you've never been there.
Nope. They moved. Dad got transferred when Mom was 8 months pregnant with me. He dropped me off. He dropped us all off in Idaho Falls, which was where my grandparents were. And then he went on to California to find a home.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so yeah.
So you're the youngest of 5 children, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Are you the only one so woo-woo inclined that you know of?
That I know of, yes.
And your mom sort of was.
Yes.
Okay.
And I found out in the 5th grade that I had some abilities because we had a blind day in school, and they had a blindfold on me, and I was able to identify the cards that they put in front of me.
Okay.
So that was how I first learned that I could read things. I could decipher.
That's exciting. Yeah.
But then I shut it down because I dreamt about my grandmother's passing the night before she did.
Okay.
And I shut down and I stopped. It's like, I can't do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to know the future if that's what it's going to be.
Sure. Sure.
So, yeah.
And Nalani, I think that's a really powerful thing. I would expect that a lot of people have a similar experience. If you do not have the support group, the family around you that understands what's going on, that sort of thing can absolutely shut things down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And Care Bear Bard of Cards says, wow, Hipnicity. And Kaylee Fogo Pogo is here. Hi, Kaylee.
Hey,
Great to
Kaylee.
see you. Jonathan is telling people if anybody gets to Maui, he'd be happy to be their tour guide. So there you go.
I'm going to get there someday.
There you go. Sal Rods is here. Hi, Sally. Good to see you. And somebody, we had Care Bear left a comment that said, I'm learning, ask your guides, angels, source, etc., and tell them your intentions and you are ready. Then see what happens. I do that in meditation for building on psychic impressions.
Yep, and I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been asking my guides and angels to give me signs.
Yes.
You know, make sure that I see that path.
Yes. And Purple Elephant Deb H is here. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. So let me ask you this. What signs are they giving you since you've asked them to give you some signs or suggestions?
I'm on your show. That's one of them. I've got to stop being shy. Yeah, I got to stop being shy. And
we'll all celebrate that.
I believe I'm here to support Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to help restore her Garden of Eden right here on Earth.
Yes.
And so I am a healer. I'm an energy healer. I am certified from the Pure Energy Healing Academy in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that is kind of new to me. And I really enjoy doing it. I find that when I do energy healing, it's reciprocal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It recharges my battery. When I'm helping others, it recharges my battery.
Yes.
I worked for Regents Blue Shield for 14 years, and I used to do their food drives, their school drives.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, that's what gets me off. I love serving, and I love helping people that are in need.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my. If I could, I'd rescue the world.
Well, yes, and yes. Okay, everybody join me in taking a sip.
Good timing.
Because we need to keep that. So tell me a little bit more about the place where you have you called it a certification? Your energy healing?
The Pure Energy Healing Academy? Mark Bayerski, I think is how you say it. He's an Englishman that moved to Spain, and he has a mango farm, and he also does crystals. I get most of my crystals from him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I have my trio from him. Actually, I think all the necklaces I'm wearing today are from Mark.
Uh-huh.
But he does a online certification course, and I
Okay.
took two of them. I took his just the main pure energy healing, and then the crystal energy healing. I'm learning about crystals. I have rocks and crystals all over my house.
It's like many of us do. And how long ago was it that you started that?
God, I'd have to look at the date. I don't remember the date, but it's
Okay.
been a couple years that I've been actually certified. But I just do clearings, I do healings, you know.
Well, I do want to, I'm going to heap praise in your general direction. So get ready, Nalani. Take a breath, put your feet on the ground, all that stuff.
Yep.
Anytime people do clearing and cleansing, it helps everyone. So don't discount, because you said, I'm only doing this. It's like, well,
I'm
yeah.
just I gotta stop saying I'm just a.
Yes, yes.
I am. I am that I am. And that's I learned
Correct.
from Jeffrey
Mm-hmm.
So
yes. And Kiba Lyons has joined us. And Salrod says, damn it, left coffee in other room.
Hurry before it gets cold.
There you go. Linda Kennedy has joined us. So everybody, let's just to remind you, this is Nalani. We oftentimes see her in chat as Hipnicity. And the upcoming channel is Hipnicity's Healing Journey. We'll find out more about that later. So there we go. Okay. Oh, I have a banner for this. Tell us about your spiritual path or your spiritual journey. And as much or as little as you want to share.
Well, let's see. My mom was from Idaho. Her family was Mormon. They were considered Jack Mormons, though, because they didn't really practice Mormonism. Okay. My grandmother was the very first to deny plural marriage.
Okay. Good for her.
And, yeah. I'm really proud of that about my grandmother. It's like she said, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm glad of that. My dad was from Switzerland.
Okay.
Hotel business. My grandfather designed and built the Wart Hotel in Jackson, Wyoming. He also designed and built and owned and managed the Stagecoach Inn in Yellowstone.
Wow. Okay.
That's how my mom and dad met. They married in that hotel.
Okay.
So my dad and my uncle came over from Switzerland and built the first ski school in Montana. So I've got a great family history.
That's great. Now, have you done the genealogy?
Say that again.
Have you done genealogy for your family?
No, I haven't. But the Mormon, I mean, I'm Osmond. My second or third cousins are Osmonds, and I actually have the Osmond mother's family.
Yeah, I was just when you had mentioned Mormons, they are particularly good at the genealogy.
They're very good at that.
Jay has joined us, and CJ said, "Really, come from Mormon background too."
I am listed in the book called The Bear Lake Pioneers. So
yeah. Bear Lake Pioneers.
Bear Lake, yep. The Idaho, Utah, that whole area. That was where my mom's family was from. And my mom's dad had 14 siblings. My mom's mom had 14 siblings because they were plural marriages.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, Vicki. So, your spiritual path, I would guess it's really grown in the last few years.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there?
learned, sorry, I learned Bible studies through watching Davy and Goliath on Sunday mornings.
Well, of course, yes.
We didn't go to church. Dad was Lutheran, and then he later found out it maybe wasn't Lutheran. It was whatever the Swiss were.
Okay.
So he didn't even really know his religion. We
Uh-huh.
all believed in God. We believed in a higher power. And when I
Okay.
sobered up, my higher power was Merlin.
Okay.
And I have since found out I have past lives with the Merlin, so it makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a few people. Vicky said, I watched that too.
That,
So,
you know what? I'm glad I learned those stories without the religious dogma. They were just stories. It was just, how to treat other people.
yes. Yes, definitely. So you had mentioned something, and if you want to pass on it, you had said when I sobered up.
Yes.
And what do you want to share about that?
I was a severe cocaine addict.
Mm-hmm.
I was a homeless person in Santa Cruz, California.
Mm-hmm.
I rented a person's garage that I put a bed in for $50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I was as close to homeless as you could be.
Sure.
I peed in a coffee can. I didn't have a bathroom.
Yes.
I know what it's like to be in need and to be lost. Thankfully, I had family that was strong and said, you know what? We're moving you up to Seattle with us. Because I grew up kind of between California and Washington because of my dad's hotel background. It's similar to a military family. I was a hotel brat.
Okay.
When the hotels said you're getting a promotion, they sent him somewhere. So that's how he wound up in Hawaii. He helped the Kaisers find the property that the Hawaiian Village is on now.
Okay.
That's that's where I was created.
Well, I appreciate your honesty and your openness about that experience. I know through some of the shows that I've done recently, just last week with Hexa Hershey and Medium Betsy Palmer, talking about the difficulty and the challenges of being homeless and having addiction issues. So I appreciate that, and I remember you being so engaged in the chat and sharing, and I could tell every single time, and this is just me, every single time you posted something in the chat, I felt a nice little energy surge just sort of go out there and go, this is a safe space. You are where you are, and that's exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
So I caught that.
I didn't set out to be a drug addict. I tell you that. I was raised upper middle class. I did not set out to be a drug addict. A little bit of cocaine was a little too much.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot too much.
Yes. Amanda is saying, congratulations on your journey, getting yourself clean.
Yep.
And Vicky said,
1985.
1985.
That's
Very
the last
good.
time I used.
Good for you. Yep. And Vicky Howell said, love your honesty and wisdom, Nalani. So, yeah, thank you for that.
You got to give it away to keep it. I totally believe in that. I don't actually go to 12-step meetings anymore, but the 12 steps saved my fucking life. Excuse my, but it saved my butt. If it were for the 12 steps, I don't think I'd be here.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine that with the 12 steps that there's a personal relationship that you're developing them, and then you have the support groups that you're developing.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah. Well, see, then I got colorectal cancer. And I started smoking pot at that point. So I'm not technically clean and sober anymore. I'm not doing cocaine. I'll never do cocaine anymore.
Yes. But that is a medicinal purpose.
Yes.
And it's under a doctor's prescription.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I said that were true. But
Okay.
but it's like, okay, I'm actually thinking about quitting that now too. So it doesn't bother me. It's like big deal. If I quit, I quit. If I don't, I don't. You know.
That's really powerful. Liz and Awe has joined us. Thank you, Liz. So tell us about your divination tools.
Well,
what are they? What do you use? How long have you been using them?
On and off since I was a teenager. Like I said earlier, I used to read the I Ching. I used to throw coins. I wouldn't know how to do it now if I tried, but I've had this tarot deck for years and years and never really used it on a regular basis until the last 4 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
And now I keep collecting. I've got oracle cards. I've got Clarity Tarot, which is my latest favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my pendulum. But you know what? My gut is the most important indicator for me.
Sure.
It really is. Being able to, I do some what I call flow art, which it's like,
wow. So
it
you
just
you
turns
painted
out
that?
the way it turns out.
You painted that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That and you know, this type of stuff. It's just abstract. There's it just is what it is. I call it flow art by Nalani. And I've never sold, well, that's not true. I did donate to a fundraiser and I did sell a couple of my paintings. I actually have a picture of Lee Oscar, the harmonica player, holding one of my paintings that somebody bought.
That's exciting.
That's my big claim to fame.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you use a pendulum.
Yes.
And you were showing a pendulum. What's the stone?
You know what? I couldn't tell you. This pendulum, I went to a MeWe fair, which in Seattle is the it's just basically, it's a fair for woo. And this thing stared at me from across the room. I walked up and I had to have a pendulum. Yeah. And I don't really, I could scan it and tell you what it is, but I can't remember.
And Michelle Marie, hello, said it looks like a fluorite.
She's probably correct.
Yes.
It just, I saw it from across the room and I went, that's mine. This has to be mine. And so
I appreciate the fact that rainbow fluorite. It's beautiful. Yep. Fluorite. Yep. So
I love it.
Yeah.
It's got my favorite color in the whole wide world is purple. So you wouldn't know it from what I wear. Usually I wear black.
And how long ago was it that you got that?
This one's probably been 3 years.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
So what I'm guessing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, please do. I would say in the last 4 or 5 years, your spirituality has taken much more of an outer form.
Yes.
And it's manifesting into tools that support you with that connection.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's great. I like how you said your intuition is your key thing.
Yep.
So let's both take a sip. Everybody sip and join us.
Yeah. I can watch somebody walk in a room and feel their energy. I don't go out very much anymore. I used to go out 4 or 5 nights a week. I can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I still go out on my Monday nights because they're my friends and I do their live stream. And I need that. I need my live music. I'm a huge blues fan. I went to
Okay.
the International Blues Convention down in Memphis. I had a blast, but I don't think I could do it anymore. The energy is, I just absorbed too much.
Okay.
I was told a long time ago, I had a aura picture taken of me. Long time ago. She said, do yourself a favor and hold your hands like this when you're talking to somebody. If somebody is explaining something to you or giving you,
Uh-huh.
because people are drawn to me, people like to talk to me, and I
Sure.
don't mind. I love talking to people. But if I don't do this, I absorb their energy.
Ah,
So
that's a very
upon
wise. Yeah. Yeah.
my healing is through my healing hands. And I'm
Mhm.
realizing that my hands, and I learned a lot through Reverend Saul. I don't know if you
Yes.
know who
Yes.
he was,
From Terry
but
at
about the
Quoting Your Face. Yes.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he comes to me. He does. He's one of my angels, and I
Oh,
thank
nice.
God for Terry Renner for that,
Yeah.
because she brought him into my life, and I
Hmm.
get goosebumps just talking about him.
I love
And
that.
yeah, yeah,
I love that. So with that amount of because you're very empathic and that energy,
yeah.
people are attracted to you much the same way they are to empaths. People are attracted to empaths. There's a need for really clear grounding and boundaries. Is that something that you're
Yes,
working on?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Uh,
definitely.
okay. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Are
Go
you
right
ready?
ahead. Sure.
What's one thing that you have learned to help you with your boundaries in the last year? Small, large, doesn't matter.
Sometimes I just have to be alone.
That's powerful.
And I love my husband to death because these last 3 years haven't been easy. The
Mhm.
COVID years have not been easy.
Sure. Yes. Yes. No,
you
they
know,
haven't.
and it really has been kind of my second or third spiritual awakening, I think. My
Hmm.
first well, when I cleaned up, that was a huge spiritual awakening.
Yes.
And working those 12 steps and being involved in that community, and I'm still involved. I mean, I'm still friends with a lot of them. you
Of
know
course. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Because when you go through something like that, that's a bond that time and distance
yeah.
is not going to break.
And that, when two together, you can get some power there. It only takes two. It only takes one if you really want to focus. And that's, I've really spent a lot of time alone in the last few years. And my sisters might call it isolation. Well, in a way it is, and I don't agree with everybody's politics, and I try and I am tuned into politics, but I stay away from politics
Sure.
because I don't think like everybody else does. I have a different
Mhm.
frame of mind, and that's okay. I
Yes.
love the fact that we can all have our own opinions and still be okay with each other.
Hmm.
And
Well, that's the goal. We can have our own opinions
yep,
and still be okay with each other.
yep. And
Yeah.
that's what I loved about AA is we all had a different walk of life, but we all had one goal. And for me, this community here is we're trying to help humanity. We're trying to raise the vibration.
Hmm.
That's the power of this community. That's why I love this community. This community has saved my ass in the last 4 years because
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't know where to go. There would have been
Hmm.
nowhere for me to go had I not found. I don't even remember who the first was that I found, but it's exponentially grown through
Sure.
this community. And I've met people there's people that I absolutely disagree with on some things, but other things, wow, I get so much out of people that even I disagree with because I get different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I love dialogue. I absolutely love talking
I do
and
too.
philosophizing and going, oh, okay, I don't see it that way, but I see how you see it that way. I'm really fond of the elephant thing. You get two people in a room with one elephant,
Yes.
and they're each going to have a different description of that elephant. It's the same
Correct.
elephant, but if you're at the trunk versus the tail, you're going to
You
have
got
a
it.
different perspective. So yeah.
You got it. Yeah. Viviani has come in. Hello, Viviani.
Hi, Viviani.
So Amanda had asked if what's your sign? She wanted to know if you were a Pisces.
I do
What
have
is your
Pisces
sign?
in my chart, but I am a
Okay.
Cancer Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus with a Virgo rising. I've got the Star of David in my chart. The astrologer that found that has been doing astrology for a long time. Adam Free, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He said I was the first person he'd ever seen with the Star of David in my chart.
Wow. What does that mean? The Star of David in the chart. Okay.
You know what? It means I'm here for a reason. I don't know what it is, but here I am.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't.
Wow.
My intuition? I don't know. I mean, there's stuff that I remember from being 3 years old.
Okay.
3
So
years
long
old.
memory.
I thought I made my dad cry. I didn't. He was watching JFK's funeral. I
Oh.
thought I made my dad cry. I just now realized that through shadow work.
Mm-hmm.
So thank
Yeah.
you, Hershey, for that.
There you go, Hershey.
Hershey helped me with some shadow work, and I understood a relationship with me and my dad that I never got before that. I'm 64 now.
Okay.
I'm the same age that JFK Jr. was. I saw that little boy, and I was that little girl.
Okay.
Huge impact on my life.
Yes.
Huge impact.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's great. So you're all water then, or a lot of powerful water in your chart.
Lots of water.
Yes.
Cardinal, you can't. It's not mutable.
Yeah. Well, and I would.
My dad used to say, "You're too sensitive." I hear it all the time. You're just too sensitive. And I finally came to terms with, you know what? You're right. I can't help it. I am sensitive.
Yeah.
That is who I am. I am who I am.
And it is one of those things, Nalani, when we understand that someone is sensitive, it's not too sensitive. It's just that's how they are. The rest of the world needs to adjust to them.
Yep.
So, and Linda
and if they don't, big deal. I move on. You know, I don't know. I'm funny that way.
Linda
I
Kennedy
don't like
said,
hanging on to stuff. I don't like hanging on to old.
Oh, sure.
You know, my husband can tell you the person that cut him off 10 years ago in traffic.
Oh,
yeah. I love him to death, but those are the kinds of things that's like, I'm so over it. Cut me off. I'm fine with that. Go right ahead. I'll let you in.
Yeah. So Linda Kennedy said the Star of David sounds like two triangles on chart somewhere, Nalani.
I've got 3 mystic rectangles.
Okay.
That I remember.
Kaylee said, I've been told I'm oversensitive, but learning that it is a blessing and not a curse. So she's right there with you.
Oh, yeah. I see things. I know things. I know things that I can't tell you that I know because I don't have permission to tell you that I know them. I just know them.
Yes.
Time will tell. You know, it's not up to me. A lot of people are like, you got to bring them over. You got to bring people over. I'm like, no. It's not my job to bring people over to what I see. My job is to be there for them when they're ready to see the light. When they're ready to see the path, my job as a light worker is to light that path. I can't I can't pull them over. I cannot yank them over.
Well, then it's not their journey. It's somebody else's journey. And
right. And it's not my journey to get them to come across.
Correct.
I just came up with that little saying yesterday. I think I was like, if you want to see behind the veil, you got to look behind the curtain. And if people aren't ready to look behind the curtain and see that wizard for what he is.
Yes.
And that's another thing, this whole spiritual journey. I'm looking at the Alice in Wonderland thing. I feel like Alice in Wonderland. I went through the looking glass and I came out somewhere over the rainbow. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Because
Okay.
I've been in many rabbit holes.
Sure. Oh, of course. Of course. Yes.
I research everything. I feel like Johnny Five. More input. More input. Give me more. Give me. My husband's like, you're always on that thing. You're always looking.
Well, yes, and for me, it is part of being an overachiever. I have to be very careful not to allow my research and my planning to prevent me from actually doing the thing that I want to do.
You know, observation without judgment has been something I'm really practicing, because if I can look at things and I cannot have an personal investment in the outcome, I'm better off. Most benevolent outcomes, that is my
Sure.
for everything. It's like,
Sure.
I don't know what the best thing for the United States is. I don't know what the best thing for the world is. All I can do is make my little piece of heaven right here.
Yes, of course. Of course. So I am going to ask you the question about, tell us about your YouTube channel. And so as you think about it, tell us, not excuses why you haven't done anything. Tell us what your YouTube channel, why it was created, and what you will be doing. And part of the answer is you don't know yet because you haven't started it. So,
well, this harkens back to 12-step work. You got to give it away to keep it. And sharing experience, strength, and hope. I have been worked on from my head literally to my ass. I have had a brain aneurysm. I have had a gut aneurysm. I have had colorectal cancer. I have had carpal tunnel. I have had knuckle replacements. I have been through a bunch, and I have had near-death experiences. If I can get my channel to help me share that, you know what, I got through this stuff and I'm still here. There's a reason I was put here.
Yes.
For me, I have a button that I've had on my jacket, and I've had this button since I was a little kid, and it says, I'm here to save the planet. Mind you, I have been homeless. I have lost a lot of possessions.
Yes.
That button has been with me since my teen years.
There's a message there.
Yeah, exactly. I still don't know where I got it, how it wound up in my possession, but it's on my jacket now and I wear it proudly. I'm here to save the planet, and I can't do it by myself. Correct. So, and Hipnicity is a business plan that I have. Hipnicity.com is my website. I want to build a permaculture community for the art. I want 100 acres. I want to preserve 80 of those acres for nature, and I want to put a community on 20 of those acres, including family farms. You know, I have huge dreams.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm like, someday the right set of eyes are going to get on my website, and they're going to say, you know, that's the one. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm looking for a community of people. I'm looking for co-creators. My biggie is I got to be in Washington State. I need to be near salt water. I love my orcas. Of course. I have an orca spirit guide. So I mean, the Pacific Northwest is where I belong. Although I had somebody tell me that India is where my card of whatever the map shows that I should be in Southeast
Oh,
Asia.
okay.
No, thanks. I'm in Pacific Northwest. I'll be fine with that.
You're happy there. Sure. And people are probably wondering, well, when is Hypnicity's Healing Journey channel going to go live? And you don't know.
The second it's supposed to.
There you go.
That's exactly when it's going to happen. And again, I'm intimidated because I had the brain surgery. I do have executive functioning issues, and sometimes that trips me up. That's not an excuse. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I get to a point where I almost feel like I'm autistic, where it's like, oh, that's it. I've had enough. I can't do anymore. Period. Walk away. Go away. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, and I tell you,
happens.
Yeah. And by the way, backstage we were chatting about stuff. Maybe creating recorded videos and not doing lives is the best way for you.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And you can do a whole lot of magic with an iPad.
Or doing stuff like Diana does. Just being a guest. I don't know if I want to run it yet. I can't make money. I'm on disability, folks. I can't make money.
Sure.
I mean, I would love to make a ton of money. Grant you that. I would love to. But I am also limited, unfortunately, or fortunately, because I can't have a full-time job because my body won't let me do a full-time job. Correct. So I've been on disability since 2014. So that's when 2014 was when they cut the cancer out. I don't have cancer anymore. Thank God I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I thank God every day. But I was also somebody who was on antidepressants and ADHD medications for over 20 years. It didn't work out very well for me because after a period of time, antidepressants can cause psychosis. And I got put into what they call a prescription drug psychosis, something or other. I can't remember what it was. Antidepressants can do it if you take, and I took them for over 20 years. No doctor told me not to anymore.
Well, of course, yeah. And they're learning things, yes.
And then COVID hit and the shutdown hit and everything. It's just like, I spent 2 weeks in a psych ward and realized I need to get off these meds because I didn't know who I was anymore.
Ah, okay.
I was a walking, talking, 5 pill a day. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I stumbled across the movie Who the Bleep Do You Think You Are? Or Who
What
the
Bleep Do You Know?
Yes.
Love that movie. Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
That movie, and it's very interesting because in 1986 I went to a Ramtha event, which really, really, it charged me up for months and months and months. And then I never went again. But this movie, here's Jay-Z Knight. She's in this movie. And I'm like, there's a reason this is surfacing back in my life again.
Yes.
It brought me back into numerology. It brought me back into who I am when I was born. Wow.
I love that.
It's pretty amazing. I've had an amazing life and I've survived a lot of shit. I'm here for it. And if my reason is to be of service, that's exactly what I want to do. Part of me is like, do I want to open a church? No, because I'm not a religious person. It's not a church thing. But I want a community. I want to build a community that is safe for all arts, healing arts.
Yeah.
Visual arts, musical arts, garden arts, everything arts, everything. You cannot even have a heart without art. So there you go.
You cannot have earth without art too.
That's right. That's right.
So Sally said, same here. I can do a little sometimes, but not full time and not with big job intensity.
Right.
So,
and I used to manage 30 people, folks. I managed a full department.
yeah.
So I worked with Bill Barr.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
so
I can still smell his cologne. It's so bad.
Geez.
So me joy.
We've got we're almost at an hour, so we just have a few minutes left. I would love, yes, see, you survived.
I'm still here.
You're still here. I would like to know what is bringing you joy right now. What's bringing you joy?
You know what? Just being in the moment brings me joy. I mean, when it comes to joyful things, child's laughter, a puppy playing, two puppies rolling around in my front yard.
Sure.
A lot. My family brings me joy.
Mm-hmm.
A really good meal brings me joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just that I'm here brings me joy, because it's like there's so many things that could have brought me down and it didn't. And
yes,
helping others, honestly, helping others is the most joyful thing I can do. So if my channel, if I go live and I can bring conversation, dialogue, I love dialogue that's respectful.
Yes.
I love listening to people that I don't agree with. I listen to Tucker Carlson. I don't agree with him, but I listen to what he has to say. Some of it resonates, some of it doesn't. I listened anyway.
Well, I mean, and that's,
I really don't want to go there that far, but
yeah.
But
part of what you're saying, I believe, is you like the dialogue and you like the engagement and listening to other people and having other people listen to you. And I think that's extremely powerful.
Yep.
Extremely powerful.
Humanity, regardless of what you what you think, as long as you're kindness brings me joy, I guess.
Yeah. And what is it? I've seen the picture on social media. In a world where you can be anything, be kind.
Yeah. My religion is probably kindness. I mean, I tend toward the Dalai Lama on that. I actually saw him live in Seattle. That was a wonderful experience.
Wow, I bet. See, that could also be something, Nalani, that you could share is you could talk a little bit about your experiences. Some of the things you just said, you met the Dalai Lama. You've had these great experiences.
I met Graham Nash twice. That's my group. I'm a groupie from
there
the
you
way
go.
back.
There you go. And to answer Jay Marcus's question.
And okay, where is it? Are there eyes on
Gerald,
the
are there eyes on the bottom of your cup?
Of course.
Of course. This has been so delightful. Thank you for to leaning into your discomfort in doing a live. It has been wonderful, and thank you for saying yes when I asked you. It was like,
yeah.
And you know
what? I'd be happy to be on other people's shows. I don't know the technology. I'm happy to come on and read cards. I haven't done it before. I haven't, but I read cards every day.
Okay, you heard it here first. And so, how do they get a hold of you then?
Hipnicity@gmail.com if they want to get a hold of me.
That's great.
So, and hopefully I'll have my channel. But if I don't, I don't. I don't know.
And if you don't, you don't. Who cares? Yeah. There's lots of great people who do, who are on shows. They don't have to have a channel. It's all good. It's all good. Any? Oh yeah, I hear the clock. I love a good chime of a clock. Is there because we are at our hour, and oh, here you go. Purple Elephant Deb H said, I will send you an email or an invitation, Nalani. Yep.
Okay, I'm happy to do it. I'm technically challenged. If it weren't for my technical limitations, I would have a channel open right now.
And I'm going to say, every single time you say technical challenge, if it weren't for my technical challenges, you're manifesting that and you're putting it out there. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop it. And it was very nice to meet you. And you did it. And I think I know which show Deb is thinking about for you. So this has been great.
I'd love to be a co-host. I don't know if I'm a hostess. I'll be a co-hostess.
You know what? I'm glad to be a guest.
Yeah.
So, that way I don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. So
that's fine. I'm cool with that.
So I do want to remind people, you can contact me if you want a private reading. I do offer private readings. Contact information is below, as are ways that you can support the channel if you want with a donation. And so we will say farewell. Nalani, hang out for a little bit. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.